As a chemical spill of unknown origin engulfs the state of Ohio, what the fuck? You have our wonderful Secretary of Transportation, butt plugs, is more worried about whiteness in construction.
What, are you retarded?
I'm Jazz Berganzo, and this
Fuck
is what's next. Hey guys, Jazz Berganzo here. What's next? Your daily dose. Hope you guys are doing well on this Tuesday. Well, Ohio, chemical spill. At one point, we knew that it was an unknown origin. Of course, now we know that it was a train derailment. And of course, the outcome we still don't know of, because what we do know is that there is a black cloud of chemicals, chemical smoke, what have you, hovering over the state of Ohio. And of course, as it travels, because as we all know, there are no magic windows, heading towards, say, Pittsburgh, which is about an hour away. You would think that something like this would be red flags, you know, emergencies, alarm bells, whistles going off, everything going off regarding the dementia administration. And of course, you have our wonderful Secretary of Transportation, you know, Mayor Pete Buttplugs. He's on the case. Well, not really, because he's more worried about whiteness in construction than people's lives. Yeah, let's take a look. This comes out of the Post-Millennial. As trains derail across America, Pete Buttplugs complains that there are too many white construction workers. Yes, we have a problem with the whiteness. As concerns grow over the lasting impacts of the East Palestine, Ohio train derailment that resulted in burning of vinyl chloride to prevent an explosion, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttplugs, yes, Mayor Pete, remained silent on these concerns in a Monday conference, instead focusing on the number of white construction workers in the country. We have heard too many stories from generations past of infrastructure, where you got a neighborhood, often a neighborhood of color, that finally sees the project come to them, but everyone in hard hats on that project doing the good paying jobs don't look like they came from anywhere near that neighborhood, Buttplug said, speaking during a National Association of Counties conference. You can build community wealth that will help close wealth gaps in this country if we can tear down those barriers, but that happens at the delivery level, he added. In the same conference week, Buttplugs blamed the current state of American infrastructure on the COOF. It had its challenges, right? I mean, if you look at what American transportation systems have faced the last 2-3 years, partly because of the COOF. We faced issues from container shipping to airline cancellations. Now we've got balloons. Chinese balloons blamed on the COOF. Wow, this guy's fucking incompetent. According to Fox News, the Transportation Secretary did not address the February 3rd derailment of a Norfolk Southern train in East Palestine, which carried a highly volatile chemical vinyl chloride, among others. As the chemical leaked, authorities decided the best way was to prevent an explosion would be to evacuate the nearby area and burn off the chemical. Despite being allowed to return to their homes, the Biden administration and state officials assuring that the air is safe to breathe. Don't worry about the coughing and the wheezing and the after effects. Residents have reported a chemical smell in the air, as well as dead fish and animals like chickens. Yes, it's hitting animals very hard. Vinyl chloride is a carcinogen, as well as ethylene acetylate, which was carried on the train. On Monday, 2 more trains derailed in the U.S., one in Erie, South Carolina, and another in Houston, caused by a driver in an 18-wheel truck that crossed the train tracks and was fatally hit. Police said that the train across to Houston did not have any lights or gates. And before I finish, let's hear wonderful Buttplugs.
To work with your contractors, to work with your community colleges on building a workforce that reflects the community. We have heard way too many stories from generations past of infrastructure where you got a neighborhood, often a neighborhood of color, that finally
As the train derailed, chemicals spilled, black cloud cover over Ohio. This clown is more worried about white people in construction.
Wealth that will help close wealth gaps in this country if we can tear down those barriers.
Mayor Pete is a fucking clown. He is. He's a total fucking ass clown. This guy's totally incompetent. This guy couldn't even control running his little town, you know, in, I don't know, where was it? I forgot what little town that he was mayor of, but it was worthless. But you put a guy who's more worried about pronouns, who's more worried about his partner, you know, You've seen the memes. Who's more worried about people, make sure that people reflect of color, not that the construction gets done, not that roads get built, not that buildings get built for housing or business. No, no, no. Let's not worry about that. Let's worry about the color of the people doing the job instead of the qualifications and the actual construction of these. This is sad. It's pathetic. But then again, this is the dementia administration. You got a guy who's more worried about his gayness and a guy who is in charge of monkeypox and another guy who is in charge of, I forgot what it was, nuclear, I don't know, Secretary of Nuclear, whatever, who got arrested for stealing luggage. And then another guy who is a rear admiral who is mentally ill. That is the dementia administration in a nutshell. They're more worried about your pronouns, and what color you are than versus the job getting done. But then again, when you had a situation in Ohio going on as he was speaking and not mention it, that is either an incompetence or he just didn't give a shit. I'm going to go 50-50 with that. I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.